A brief but scary situation playing out in Springfield today. A threat found online aimed at middle schools.
Now it led to an increased police presence around the district earlier, and Eli Burgett is now live in Springfield. And so, Eli, what exactly can you tell us?
Well, Springfield police have determined that the threat was not credible, at least to their school district. And today I spoke to the Ohio School Safety Center and a Springfield parent to get a better idea of how this situation and similar situations play out.
I know there's been other threats in the district, but I feel like the district takes fast reactions to it and appropriate and deals with the problem quickly and safely.
Police say that earlier this morning, someone posted on social media a picture of a gun and said that people at Springfield need to watch out. After police investigated, they determined that the threat was not aimed at the school district and was more than likely toward a different Springfield middle school in Ohio, making this a statewide concern. So coming up at 6:30 on Fox 45, we speak with the Ohio Safety Center. They work with schools and law enforcement to offer help when responding and dealing with these kinds of situations. Back to you.
For the first time, we are getting a look at body camera video from a large fight in the Oregon district over the past weekend. Police say 2 people were arrested early Saturday morning, both now charged with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. Gwyneth Falloon brings us a closer look at that newly released video and how the community is reacting.
It was just after 2 Saturday morning when officers were called here to the Oregon district. New video shows police breaking up that first fight when several others broke out, forcing them to call for extra help and putting 2 people in handcuffs.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Dayton police officers' body camera video shows the moments a man is tasered before being arrested. Minutes before, officers can be seen putting another man into the back of a cruiser, hands cuffed behind his back.
I'm not fully surprised. You can't even find parking. I mean, everyone is just out on the street. People are in the street, on the sidewalks. It's super busy down here on weekends.
Miranda Woods is a Dayton native and knows firsthand just how busy the Oregon district gets. So far this year, Dayton police tell me officers have responded to 21 fights, and there are still 3 months left in 2024. Officers were called to 31 fights in 2023. Saturday's fights are just the most recent acts of violence here in the Oregon district. Coming up at 10 and 11, we're going to take a closer look at some of the other incidents in recent months and what changes people would like to see be made to reduce the amount of violence in their city. Back to you.
A man is in custody tonight after a shooting in Trotwood last night. Now, police say they responded to the 8,000 block of Bell Creek Lane around 7:30 and found a man with a life-threatening gunshot wound. Now, we now know tonight that that victim died from his injuries at the hospital. A suspect has not yet been identified.
We do have a suspect, though, and know they're behind bars tonight after a reported bank robbery in Moraine. Officers responded to the alert at Fifth Third Bank on West Dorothy Lane around 11:30 this morning. Now, police tell us the suspect was taken into custody within 10 minutes. The cash also recovered. Now, police are not releasing the name of that suspect, but we know, again, they're in the Montgomery County Jail awaiting formal charges.
The Darke County Sheriff's Office searching for this man tonight after cocaine and meth were found in a New Madison home. Deputies say those drugs were found during a search at a home along Rush Road. They're now searching for 39-year-old Christopher Elliott, who has an active warrant for violating parole. Additional charges for the drugs are now pending as well. A reward is being offered by Darke County Crime Stoppers for information leading to Elliott's arrest. Tips can be left with Crime Stoppers or the Sheriff's Office. Both numbers are there on your screen. Callers can remain anonymous.
The woman who assaulted a Dayton Public Schools bus driver will now spend the next 3 years behind bars. 29-year-old Martia Franklin entered a guilty plea last month to felonious assault with serious harm. Now, this is video from inside that bus during the assault. Investigators say Franklin attacked the driver because she was upset and didn't pick up her son back in December. Once released, Franklin will be on probation for up to 3 years.
A Dayton man has been sentenced to 10 years behind bars for robbing a mail carrier at gunpoint. 20-year-old Marvin Brown Jr. and another person attempted to steal the carrier's bag back in December. Brown then ran from that scene with the bag and the mail inside. Now, Brown also fired his gun at least twice into the mail truck while leaving. He's pled guilty to the charges back in June.
A passenger plane made an emergency landing today at Dayton International Airport. An inbound United Airlines CRJ 700 reported a flap issue. prompting the airport to go on an alert as a precaution. Now that plane landed safely without incident with no injuries reported.
Well, here's a live look from our Eco Plumber Skycam over Beaver Creek tonight. Kind of an ominous sky there, Tim. How much rain are we talking about here?
Well, yeah, we got a few showers out there right now working their way actually out of the area. Fortunately enough, all of the severe stuff has literally stayed right at the edge of our viewing area and continued to move off to the northeast. Columbus has seen 2 severe weather, thunderstorm warnings this afternoon, but across our area right here is that front that we've been talking about. That's moving through. We're going to continue to see a couple of light showers here, but you can see it kind of falling apart as time goes on. So clouds will start to clear over the next couple of hours as this continues to push through, but you can already see some of these effects here. Wapakoneta's temperatures right now right around 61, 64 in Bellefontaine, Sydney, as well as Greenville and Richmond. So temperatures starting to drop, and those will continue to drop through the rest of the evening.
Happening across the nation today, the teen suspect in the deadly Georgia school shooting and his father both appeared before a judge this morning. 14-year-old Colt Gray will remain in the youth detention center as his lawyer declined bail. He's charged with 4 counts of murder and faces a maximum penalty of life without parole. Just minutes later, his father, Colin Gray, also appeared before the same judge. Now, he was arraigned on multiple charges, including 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter and 8 counts of children cruelty. Now, neither one requested bond.
The situation in Georgia renews the debate, however, over what liability parents should have when their children are accused of egregious acts. David Winter took up that issue with a prosecutor and a defense attorney who agree that charges like the ones filed against the father in Georgia would not be possible here.
We are outside the Hamilton County Prosecutor's office to look into the issue of parental liability when a child commits or is accused of committing an act like what happened down in Georgia.
Under the current law in Ohio, it would be extremely difficult to successfully prosecute a parent like they're doing in Georgia or in Michigan.
Because our laws state that you need to have specific knowledge a child is going to commit a specific crime.
Correct, and did not do anything to prevent it.
As a criminal defense attorney, you don't think that a parent should be held liable for what his kid does as long as he does not know what his kid is going to do?
You can't be criminally liable for something you don't have knowledge of. And that's the way Ohio's law is currently structured in total, and I think that's the right thing.
The debate continues over parental liability. Currently, there are no state laws in Ohio, Kentucky, or Indiana regarding safe storage of firearms. This is David Winter reporting.
Former President Donald Trump will not be sentenced until after the election in his New York hush money case. Trump was convicted in May on 34 felonies for falsifying business records. Today, a New York judge delayed the proceedings until November 26th. It was supposed to take place in less than 2 weeks. The judge says he's postponing sentencing to avoid any appearance of affecting the presidential election. Now, the judge is also considering a defense request to overturn the verdict on immunity grounds. Today, though, he delayed that decision until November 12th.
Phones in the classroom causing a debate nationwide. How districts say they've prepared their phone policies, all in case of an emergency.
And Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase talking with reporters just days before the season opener against New England. Matt Digby shares the very latest updates on his status entering week 1.
And big changes coming in after this front tonight. We'll talk about that coming up in your full forecast. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
The Sports Desk is sponsored
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Labor Day Monday was a new moon. Last evening, the waxing crescent moon was captured setting on the horizon near Reno, Nevada. In Las Vegas, the moon was a bit spookier looking because of the effect of thicker wildfire smoke. And red sky in morning. You know what they say. That's right. Beautiful video. This is coming to us from Gadsden, Alabama.
Want to see your weather photos and videos on TV? Click Chime In on this station's website to share.
Schools across the state and country are now using Yonder pouches to lock students' phones during the school day. Chelsea Sick spoke to a student and school administrators about how they're addressing safety concerns.
Students at Northwest and Colerain High Schools lock their phones in these Yonder pouches each morning in their first bell. They press this button, their phone is locked in here for the rest of the school day. As they're exiting at the end of the day, they stop by one of these unlocking stations where they can get their phone out. Northwest District leaders say each pouch cost just under $25. They bought 2,900 bags, one for each high school student, and some extra. That means the district spent about $72,000 on those pouches, using federal Title IV funds. Colerain High School Principal Erin Davis says they understand parent concerns about safety. She says they've practiced unlocking phones quickly after a threat is over. She says they can do it in 15 minutes or less.
We do understand that connecting with your family right after a situation like that is important. So we have already conducted a drill and practiced unlocking and timed it even to practice unlocking what that would look like once everything is clear and safe, so that people then can reach out to their family to notify them that they're okay and that this is the situation and kind of proceed from there.
Davis says each student is responsible for their own pouch. They'll have to keep it in good shape because they're expected to use it year after year. In Colerain Township, I'm Chelsea Sick reporting.
Multiple districts here in the Miami Valley also have been using these Yonder pouches. West Carrollton adopted that policy last school year for their intermediate, middle, and high school students. Now, Xenia High School began using the pouches last school year as well. And then in Yellow Springs, their high school and McKinney Middle School students use the Yonder pouches and are required to secure their headphones during the day as well.
All right, to weather we go. Tim is in for Natalie again. And Tim, guess what?
We made it.
We did. What you got over here?
That's a grill.
That's a grill.
Yeah, we're going to talk about tailgating, so
okay.
I got my grill ready out here. So.
Excellent. Like the sound of that.
So tailgating forecast, just in case anybody's going to be out tailgating tomorrow. Temperatures in the afternoon in the low 60s, only really topping out in the mid to upper 60s throughout the day. But luckily, we are going to see some nice sunny conditions. A little cloudy, a little bit rainy right now, but that cooler air, that dry weather will be moving in on the backside, and we're going to have a very nice weekend. So here's that weekend forecast for you. See, temperatures only topping out right around 68 tomorrow, around 5 p.m. So temperatures in the 60s compared to the 90s just a few days ago. Big difference here. Sunday, we warm up just a little bit into the low 70s, so still feeling that fall-like weather.
Good evening, I'm Matt Digby. This is the Bob's Discount Furniture Sports Desk. It's hard to believe that after tonight we'll be more than a quarter of the way through the high school football regular season. Some teams finishing up their non-conference slates tonight, others are already in league play. These are just a few of the matchups we'll be following on Football Friday tonight. Our game of the week is from Bellbrook as the Golden Eagles host Valley View. Springfield welcomes Trotwood Madison to Clark County. And tonight is Fairborn's first game at their new stadium hosting West Carrollton. Gwen and I will have scores and the top plays from around the Miami Valley tonight at 10 and 11. Less than 48 hours from now, we'll know the outcome of the Bengals' Week 1 contest against New England, and we'll also know whether or not Jamar Chase plays in that game. The latest injury report from the Bengals says Chase is questionable due to his limited time practicing, and T. Higgins is doubtful. Today, Chase saying he intends on playing this season regardless of how his contract situation plays out.
I can say it's been a long process. It's been pretty aggravating for the most part, but I try not to let my feelings get in the way, bringing it to work and affecting the guys that's practicing. I know it's kind of tough. I mean, we've been doing this for the past 6 months, 7 months, bro, going back and forth, you know what I'm saying? It's been a long process.
And the Cincinnati Reds on the road tonight, beginning a series at the Mets. Reds are back to playing with confidence after a sweep over the Astros at Great American earlier this week. Thursday's win, Rhett Lauder pitching into the 7th inning just a few months after he began the season with the Dayton Dragons. And speaking of the Dragons, they continue their final series of the regular season tonight against the Great Lakes Loons. That's a look at sports. I'm Matt Digby.
Well, Thursday Night Lights is back in full swing next week. We will feature the Alter Knights visiting Trotwood Madison on September 12th. It's our third straight year having this game in week 4 and last 2 games. Both very exciting. We'll be broadcasting that game over MyTV Dayton. That is 22.3 over the air and Spectrum Channel 24.
Well, there are a lot of festivals going on in the Miami Valley this weekend, including, of course, Greek Fest. Melina Brown joins us now with what to expect for the weekend.
Guys, the 66th annual Dayton Greek Festival has just kicked off. It is getting super exciting out here. It smells amazing. You're not going to want to miss this. And I am joined with someone special here. This is Christina Panagolias-Stevens with the festival. I'm good. How are you?
Thank you for joining us today and being here.
Yeah, of course. So tell us, how long is the festival running? What are the hours? What are some of that important information people should know?
Sure. It's this weekend. The hours today and tomorrow are 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. On Sunday, it's 12 to 5. Our church is located next to the Dayton Greek Festival, so that's a good landmark if you're like Google searching it or MapQuesting it. So we are excited to be back in full force, dancing and having everyone with us again.
And I know you mentioned dancing. There's going to be some entertainment. What can people look forward to see today?
Sure. Opening ceremonies start at 5 o'clock this evening, and then we have several performances. The age ranges are from kindergarten. We have an adult group. All ages are going to be dancing, and you could have the opportunity to dance as well.
That is super awesome. Thank you for joining us and giving that information. Just as a reminder, before you head out, just have your parking ready to go, know where you're going to park, and also there is a $5 entry fee, so just keep that in mind as well. But come out, enjoy it. It is going to be a fantastic weekend. Back to you guys.
A great weekend for festivals for sure out there with those temperatures and nice conditions, but winds will be a little bit breezy yesterday. Wind gusts this afternoon have topped out around 36 mile per hour wind gust in Dayton, 30 miles per hour in Miamisburg, 26 mile per hour wind gust down towards Wilmington, and those winds again now out of the north, so cooling us down a little bit. But here's that hourly forecast for tomorrow. Starting off chilly, right around 50 degrees for most of us, and then through the day plenty of sunshine moves into the area. Again, temperatures only topping out in the mid to upper 60s, but there will be a small breeze out there out of the northwest around 5 to 15 miles per hour.
Well, an emotional and exciting day at a local elementary school. A look at the surprise celebration held today for a retiring DARE officer. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness member?
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Well, it's one of the sweetest things you'll see all day. An exciting yet emotional day at LT Ball Intermediate School in Tip City. Students and staff gathered in the hallway to clap out the district's DARE officer. Officer Dan Rittenhouse has been serving this city for more than 30 years, 18 with the district. Today was Officer Rittenhouse's last day before he retires from the force. He says he was not expecting to receive this much love on his last day. He does say it shows he did his job.
My goal was to help these kids be able to make good decisions in life so they can lead a good, happy, healthy life. And to do that, you have to build that relationship with them so that they trust you and they listen to you when you're giving them the advice. And they've been very receptive to that. And like I said, that was shown today.
Oh, that's so great. Along with the clap out, the kids made posters and artwork for Officer Rittenhouse to take home. He says in his retirement, he's going to focus on his farm, running and getting into shape. We'll have more on Officer Rittenhouse's story coming up tonight at 10 over on Fox and 11 here on ABC.
All right, now here's that 7-day forecast for you. Again, nice weekend on tap, clear skies, temperatures in the upper 60s Saturday, only really making it into the lower 70s on Sunday. But unfortunately, that fall weather does not stick with us very long. The dry weather does. We'll have another ridge of high pressure move into the area. That keeps us dry for the next week. We have no rain in the forecast, but you can see those warm temperatures move in pretty quickly. We're not expecting any type of cool weather. We'll see temperatures in the mid to upper 80s as we head towards Wednesday and Thursday, potentially even breaking 90 again.
That's a nice variety of cold to warm, back to summer, and
yeah, I mean, it's
get some snow by next week.
It is that month where we swing back, like those bigger swings, those extreme swings. You see them in the spring and fall, but September is notorious for that. So
is that your little? That's not your pocket square.
No, this is Nathan's pocket
I know.
square.
I was gonna say I recognize that pocket square.